Shalom, shalom, Kahala Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, the honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone who rule well, and salutations to the brethren on the four corners of the earth, pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. This is Ira, Great Millstone, Wisconsin, and just wanted to say a few words on sedition among men. The sedition among men, the great uprisings are going to come very quickly. Reason being is because these mandates for the V medicine that they have placing all over corporate America, these people are going to rebel against this. People are going to start rioting. People are going to start trying to defend their rights, so to speak. And because, as you can see, this place is trampling all over its people, and these people aren't going to stand for this anymore. And sooner or later, the bubble is going to burst and it's going to pop. And when it does, there's going to be mass uprisings and riots in the streets. That's why they're bringing in the National Guard and they're bringing in troops to perform everyday duties of civilians, like being doctors and nurses and bus drivers and, educators and teachers and, different type of officials, because they're creating this, and they're starting to create this environment to where you will have no choice, and they can also fight back if need be, because one thing about Esau is he's going to do whatever he can to create his new world order, and America's lacking. You know what I'm saying? So they gotta get America up to speed, So this is really quick. This is 2 Ezra 15:14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." Now, what does that sound like? That sounds like fighting, That sounds like wars and battles, So one people are going to stand up against another with swords in their hands. They're going to have their guns, their swords, their bows and arrows, their crossbows, their semi-automatic weapons, their rifles, and they're about to go at it because they're not standing for this government anymore. "For there shall be sedition, uprisings, among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes," meaning their police forces, their aldermen, those men in authority, their mayors. It says, "And the course of their action shall stand in their power." So they're going to start just doing whatever they want. If they can't provide for themselves through the system that's pushing them out, then they're going to go outside the system. And when they go outside the system, that's when chaos is going to ensue. It says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able," because these cities are going to start being quarantined, for fear of spread of, the pestilence. These cities are going to start being annexed, meaning cut off, man. It says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." So it's going to be an all-out war out here, man. Complete lawlessness and chaos. If you ever watch The Purge, and you see what I'm talking about. If you ever watch a movie called The Road, or even if you watch Book of Eli, it was complete chaos and lawlessness, man. That's what this place is going to turn into, a wasteland. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but they shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." So people are going to be hungry, starving, eating each other, killing each other. You're going to have best friends, brothers, fathers and sons are going to be warring with each other over food, over basic resources, man. And the thing about it is, a lot of this, Slakia. My bad, Slakia. Most of this is going to be concerning the inoculation, man. That charagma. That's what most of this is going to be concerning. Because now, if you look at it, most of the uprisings and most of the kickback that the governments are getting from their people now is from the inoculation. That's what most of this backlash is about. So this is Luke chapter 19, verse 43. It says, "For the day shall come upon thee, that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee around, and keep thee in on every side." Now, basically, it's a trap. And that's exactly what this inoculation is. It's a trap, you know. It's pushing you out so that way you won't have a choice but to submit to the system, you know. When you go into that word trench, I believe it should be Karax, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, that word Karax. Now, when you look at a trench, you know, in war, it can be as an actual trench, you know, that you pitch around a city to cut the city off, you know. But when you read here in the word Karax, it says a stake, implication, a palisade or rampart, military mound for civilian, circumvallation in a siege, you know. And that's exactly what you're seeing. This inoculation, this V medicine is a circulation. This is a siege upon the people, man, you know, especially upon the nation of Israel, you know. So this is a siege that's being cast upon us on every side. It's blocking us in, you know. It says, and shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another. Because those troops are going to start coming through these neighborhoods and these cities, man, you know, and putting people down and putting people to death. Because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation, you know, because Jake doesn't understand the wrath of the Lord, man, you know. That's one, and this is one reason why they're going to be destroyed. 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed, man, because they don't have the know-how or the knowledge or the wisdom to move in a society according to the law, statute, and commandments of the Most High, you know. So now that you got that trench and we're being pulled in on each side, and this isn't just the nation of Israel, the whole country of Babylon, man, of America, the whole country of France, the whole country of Australia, the whole country of Spain, they are all being set up. The trenches are all being set about these places, man. Revelation 12:12 says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time, you know. So he knows his clock is ticking. So he's like, we got to get this done now, you know. That's why he's pushing so hard with this mandate, you know. That's why he's finding these companies, and he's restricting movements, people's movements that can't come to events, they can't do this, they can't go to certain grocery stores, they can't do this, they can't do that, you know. He's forcing this new world order now, you know. But the thing is that when he almost gets to that point where he's completed it, the Lord is going to destroy him, man. You know, this is Job chapter 20, verse 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits, you know, meaning hard times, man, difficulty. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, meaning the other nations, because other nations are mad, man. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. You know, so while this man Esau is getting his grub on, he's about to be, he's going to get it yanked off from under him, man. He's going to be destroyed. It says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. So that thermonuclear missile has his name on it, man. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, meaning out of the silos. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. Now this is the end-all, be-all of this place. Thermonuclear destruction. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The heathen shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. Because it's all going to be burned up, man. You know, the scriptures say that this man Esau has heaped up treasures for the last time. You know, it says, this is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High, which is death. You know, so when we say DTA, death to America, death to Babylon, Abba Babal, that's exactly what's happening in this place, man. You know, so with that, I want to give all praises, call halal Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem HaKodash, double honors to the apostles and Ellsbury, Millstone, and Ruel, and salutations to the brethren on the four corners of the earth, pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. Shalom.